Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Min-Maxed Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue Bloodlords. As always, we'd like to invite you to come join our Discord, and you can also check out our Patreon, where we have just launched a new show. This one is a homebrew that Tyler is making, an isekai-style adventure where the rest of us play ourselves. And while it is launching exclusively on our Patreon, it does not cost anything to listen to. Just go to our Patreon and subscribe for free. But if you want a little bit more, as a thank you to all of those who do throw a little financial support our way, Tyler is releasing the PDFs and the maps and all of this crazy work that he is putting into creating this adventure, so you too can play it at home. And now, as always, a shout out to those at our Lich level and above. Rock Jedi, Wolf, Indie Link, Corey, Kaga, Scrap Gear, The Trevor Project, The Necromancer Forever, Nero the GM, oh, just gonna sneak right past you there, Tawdry Monster, Sirendin, True Chaos God, Mercutio, Booming Thunder, Cutlistria Specialty, Taser, Finder of Paths and Stars, FL, Gold Rhino, Gringsus Maximus, Hardy Har Har, Dinkelberg, Hyson Jam, James B, Pickle, King Scott, Person Man, Mr. Grimm, Fire Down, Progeny of Kukulin, Dicky Lopez, Bobson Dugnut, Ross D, Scott E, Witch Hunter, Zach S, Joe P, Veradux, and Laundry. Thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 89. We're in a basement level of the Temple of Epiphenomena. We continue on and get vomited on grossly by a gross hallway. Lucan dispels it. We find a room full of interesting purple crystals. We harvest them. They may have something to do with Shadow Ash. We run into a couple vampires. We try to talk to them, but they just want to fight. One runs away and the other gets wrecked immediately. We go into the next room and fight a bunch of vampires and a couple big wolf boys. Kix blasts them and we get the upper hand, killing them without much trouble.
I just want to go ahead and give a quick re-description of this room. This sprawling cathedral space is 50 feet across, 80 feet high, nearly 100 feet long. There are a dozen 5-foot wide stone columns that have what appear to be flowing blood that cascade down from the ceiling noiselessly. To the northwest, a set of steps leads up to an alcove in which a space that seems part kitchen, part alchemical workshop that's been set up. All the way to the south, there's a 5-foot high stage that overlooks the large cathedral, and there is an altar made of bones fused together into a sort of massive platter that stands on the stage. Beyond that, the walls bear carvings of all manner of gluttons, feeding on all manner of foods. A statue of a woman, skeletal from the waist down, Urgathoan, is carved into the middle with her arms outstretched. There is a door on the eastern side of the room that all of the vampires had turned to mist and after they were destroyed and went that direction. And it doesn't take much to realize that the altar on the stage is emanating an immensely powerful void aura.
Fucking void.
I'm hurt.
Let's go, I want to inspect the magic shit.
I'm hurt.
Yeah, we need to like heal up quick.
Oh, let's heal up.
Not that Shaira needs to heal, but
I need healing.
That's right, we went through a lot of heals on that, didn't we?
Did we?
Maybe not a lot.
I used a few, I think. Let me look.
Medicine checks. Let's go DC 30.
I just used 2 of my font, which I have 5 in there anyways.
Oh, critting on that DC 30.
I could still use some more. I'm down 24 still.
Yeah, I need more too. So that's the first 10 minutes. Do another one. I'm not feeling confident this time. Go DC 20. Ooh, she's going to 30. Well, still crit. Crit the DC 20 at least. There's another 25 for whoever needs it.
That's perfect.
I could use one more. I'm going to take 30 minutes.
oh god, no, you're not.
I'm not?
No. After that first one, I touched of corruption.
You were lower than me, and you were the one that wanted to move on?
You forgot.
Oh, I was.
You get 42 healing.
Appreciate it. That puts me up to max. Now, I want to do some checks on these magic stuffs.
Magic stuffs?
Hell yeah.
Who did we just fight? Do they have loot?
There is. I feel like we should go take care of the vampires that turn to mist.
Yeah, all the misty vampires.
Knowing a vampire, I know we should like
Oh,
go
shit,
destroy
you're
their
right.
like,
We'll just kill him again.
coffins or
it's
whatever.
fine.
We gotta stake them.
We can just kill him again.
Double XP.
It's been 30 minutes already. Or 20 minutes
It's been 20.
already.
It's been 20 minutes.
I mean, you're very familiar with the regeneration, Lucan. Let me see what the...
How quickly do they regenerate?
It takes a little while. I mean, but they're monsters, so they could be different.
Its body rests in its coffin for 1 hour, after which the vampire gains 1 hit point, and then its fast healing functions normally from there.
So we don't want to waste more. We have to spend less than an hour, which we've only spent 20 minutes. So
All right, after them.
Going after?
We're going after them.
yeah, we'll just go up to that door.
It's a sturdy wooden door, iron banded. It is not locked.
Shaira opens it.
You are in a hallway filled with doors. There's a door immediately to your right. There's a door immediately in front of you. The hallway goes down to the left where you see at least another 4 doors and an additional door at the end of the hallway. The doors on the right side as you're looking down that hallway are 5 feet apart from each other. So there's a good chance that they're a small set of rooms or closets. Maybe this is a barracks hallway.
Well, do we all take a door?
Ah! Fuck it.
I like it. Let's do it. I assume Kix takes a door.
Kix, you taking a door?
No, I do not open doors.
Or not. Okay.
All right. Kix is gonna hang out and wait.
I'll take this north one.
There, no,
Do it.
He is going all the way to the end of the hallway. Kicks. All right. Well, I guess.
I found a kitchen.
I found a coffin.
Let's go through Arius, Shaira, Sundrinker, and Lucan. Your doors all open into what look to be maybe just like small living quarters or just places to put coffins. You see there are stands with coffins, and the coffins are closed.
How do we destroy these?
What you should do is go in there and stake them.
We stake him in the heart.
With what? Does that have to be like wood?
Yeah, like a wooden stake.
Yeah, I don't got one of those.
Me either.
What's the coffin made out of?
Just a finely made coffin.
But
Wood.
is it made out
Wood.
of wood?
Wood, yeah.
Okay.
I start hacking this fucking coffin up until I
Break
get a
a
wood
piece of
stake.
the coffin and stake them with their own coffin.
Smashing my sword down.
Yeah, pretty much breaking off a splinter of the coffin and staking them with that.
Okay, all right.
I probably try to stake him with my sword a few times just to see if it works.
Chop their head off for good measure.
No, because you have to like leave the stake in. Because if you remove the stake, then they still regenerate.
You guys are gonna put a good old steak in them? Come on.
So you destroy the coffins, or Shaira and Arius destroy the coffins. Sundrinker and Lucan
Yeah, same thing. Why not?
destroy the coffins. Lucan, give me a society check first.
At least break off a little bit of it.
Break off a chunk and then stake them in the heart with it.
Got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Society check, sure. 24.
24? Okay. It's a really nice coffin.
I don't care. I have my own. Are these like important vampire people?
You're not sure with the 24? You did fail the
Yeah.
check.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
We're doing the plan. It's a good plan.
So you successfully destroyed the vampires that are here. There were 4 coffins that you destroyed, or vampires that you destroyed. There were 2 others.
Were they already destroyed?
Were the other 2?
Yeah.
No, there were 4 in this main room, and then the 2 that you destroyed in the anteroom.
Oh, okay.
The cathedral and then the antechamber, yeah. Totaling 6. Kix, in your room, there's a long wooden table, and it's surrounded by 10 high-backed chairs. The table is set up as if for a feast, but only brittle bones and heaps of what appear to be spores and fungus remain on the tabletop settings today. Just north of the table, a ring of iron bars forms a cramped cage with no apparent door.
Huh?
What's everybody doing?
No, take it nothing in the cage.
Yeah, nothing in the cage, no.
Well, let's search the room, see if there's anything unusual about it, other than obviously the cage with no door?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, give me a perception check.
34.
34. Shaira, you notice something odd on the table. There are spice shakers, and they hold a dark residue of something that looks like it's glowing with this, like, violet light. I feel like you've seen that recently.
I show Kix. Does it look like it's Shadow Ash?
Kind of looks a little bit like Shadow Ash.
Ooh, drink it.
Kix can confirm at this point easily enough. This is indeed Shadow Ash in the spice shakers on the table. There's probably enough here to get 2 doses.
Oh, yeah. Guess question going through my head right now was, did they put it on their food on purpose, or did somebody
Poison them.
poison them? But I'm assuming I can't tell that just from looking at it, so.
No, unfortunately not. Though, Shaira, you can give me a religion check in this room. No, you don't. I don't think you have Urgathoan lore, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me a religion check.
I have Boneyard lore. 33.
Nice. That's exactly what you needed here. The empty chorus, this Urgathoan sect, would take gluttonous meals here after spending weeks fasting, with one of their members chosen to be the yearner for the meal. That unfortunate soul was placed in the cage and could only watch while starving as their fellows fed. They would thereafter need to survive a second period of fasting before they could fully sate their hunger at the next banquet. Many yearners, in fact, died of starvation.
Okay. So there's that. Well, there's nothing else in this room. Let's go back and loot those other bodies and rooms and stuff.
Yeah, make sure we do all
Open
of
this door.
Leads back to the antechamber that you first encountered the vampires in.
Yeah, I detect magic everywhere, see if there's anything.
I suppose I should let you know the loot that each of the vampires is carrying. Do you destroy the other 2?
Yeah, we'll do them all.
Okay, and you get them all. Then the vampires were each carrying a magical rapier, a magical composite short bow, and magical leather armor. They are etched with runes that you're familiar with. +1 striking on the short bow and the rapier, and just a +1 rune on the leather armor.
Not even resilient.
Nope. Poor bastards were set up to fail when they were up against you.
Yeah, they didn't stand much of a chance.
So you've destroyed all 6 vampires with pieces of their own coffins. Does anyone else besides Lucan have society?
Kix definitely does.
I mean, technically Sundrinker does.
Sundrinker does?
Could roll really well. I mean, we share skills.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Could roll really well. Who knows? Nope.
Nobody knows.
The trouble I've seen.
Yeah, they're just really nice coffins, I guess.
Or they were.
The only place left, I suppose, is the cathedral, where we had the big fight. There's a little kitchen alchemy area to the northwest, and then the shrine to the south.
We search it all.
So in the workshop area, the kitchen and the alchemy area to the northwest, is where the most everything you're going to be interested is located. The desk holds, looks like kitchen implements, like cutting boards and knives and graters, as well as pots and pans and a stove. And then there are alembics and beakers and other things that are alchemical in nature spread throughout. There are also a bookshelf over where there are several workbooks and folios, and then drawers and cabinets filled with raw materials. On top of the cabinet, there are actually 3 scrolls, so we'll start there.
That's you, David.
Nature check.
Quick identify some of them scrolls.
Yeah, let's do it. How many checks would you like?
Just 1. They're all the same scroll.
28.
28, that'll be enough. There are 3 scrolls of harm at 7th level.
Audius, would these be of use to you?
What level?
7th?
7th.
I guess.
I'll give them to you.
I'm just thinking about how much of a hassle it's going to be to take a scroll out when in combat. So not really that useful.
I suppose for quick
I suppose
healing.
since you're a dual wielder
Yeah.
Dual wielder.
or two-hander.
Yeah, two-handed. It wouldn't be bad just to keep it in the inventory in case we ever, like, right before a boss fight or something, and I don't want to use a fucking big spell because we're healing up out or something. I don't know. I can't think of any reason we'd fucking need it. How much are they worth?
Well, I mean, they are 7th level scrolls.
Probably a shit ton.
Altogether, 1,800 gold.
I'm just trying to think of the uses.
I mean, you are kind of a walking scroll of harm.
Like, I get 5 for my font automatically. And that's not to mention the ones I prepare.
Right.
I just can't think of a reason to keep them. I think we'll sell them.
Because we like money.
In addition, the raw alchemy materials that are here, I could get a crafting check from somebody.
That would also be kicks.
Or occultism.
Still kicks.
Kicks the crafter.
Oh, I didn't hit the button that I'm supposed to hit. Duh. Oh, didn't do any better. Stupefied.
Oh,
Get that out of here.
Take stupefied out of there.
Enough of stupefied.
We all suck at this tonight.
What if I try crafting? Oh my gosh, just a little bit better.
The party gets around and starts looking at this kitchen area. Kix takes a step back and realizes that this workshop, the whole collection here, can be used to make magical toxins, alchemical items. There's a lot of things here for food. Not like it's more of like a dry pantry for food. That doesn't really have any value, but the things that are alchemical in nature do. There's about 300 gold worth of raw alchemical materials here.
Wow. We put them all in our massive bag of space or whatever.
A spacious
Sorry.
sack? I don't remember what it's
Spacious
called. I don't think that's it.
It's not spacious sack, but that's what we've been calling it.
Pouch? Spacious pouch? I don't know. Anyways.
I think that's right.
Another thing you find here is a slim folio. I would need... Let's actually have Lucan give me your magic check of choice. Or Kix could as well.
Just low rolling.
33.
Lucan, this folio contains what's needed to learn the Hero's Feast ritual. As you're looking through the ritual, there are numerous entries, like written in the margins, that mock the ritual or suggest methods by which the meal can be made unappetizing but addictive to distract somewhat from the book. You could extrapolate the Hero's Feast ritual without all the modifications made, but it would take a -2 penalty to learn.
Huh. I want a villain's feast.
Hero's Feast is interesting. The slim folio is in the stash.
I'll mark it down. I'll try and learn it later.
Among the books, there's some journals and some notebooks containing alchemical notes. Kix, as you're looking through them, I don't necessarily need a check for this, but as you're looking through them, it's clear that there are notes that indicate Shadow Ash was first concocted here, was first made at this desk. There are, however, several pages that are just ripped out of some of the most important notebooks, leaving out critical pieces of how to make the Shadow Ash.
They left out some of their secrets.
And that's what you're going to get. That's the most of what's at the kitchen workshop.
There's a lot of stuff there.
I want to check out the statue of Urgathoan.
The one on the southern wall.
Yeah, the big one. I want to see what it does.
The closer you get to it, the more you feel that aura, that void aura. This certainly seems like it's possible there's some sort of spell effect going on here. Or something that resembles a spell effect.
Oh, about a 36 to try and understand what it is.
The aura here is so strong, it actually holds similar magic to the Consecrate ritual.
But it would be like Desecrate?
Like, yeah, it's desecrated. It's still... I don't think Desecrate is a... No. Consecrate just... You consecrate a site to your deity, chanting praises and creating a sacred space.
Yeah, because desecrating still destroying something like that, and consecrate still means It just feels weird because consecrate normally is associated with good things.
Here's the line for it. If your deity's divine sanctification allows you to choose holy or unholy, you can choose to make the consecrated site holy or unholy as well. You kind of match it to your deity when you're using the ritual. That being said, it's more over the effect of the ritual here, where it affects those who worship Urgathoa. And in fact, Shaira, as you also approach the shrine, you have this feeling of like overwhelming reverence for this site. This is certainly an unholy site.
Nice. Shaira will go pray at it for a while.
Lucan, as you are investigating, it does seem as though that this thing is connected to something else in the area. And you think back to when you were investigating before, there was that room with the void crystals.
Ah. So this is drawing its energy from those somehow.
Exactly. You weren't able to harvest all of the crystals from that garden, and you didn't destroy the void crystal garden?
No, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, the link hasn't been broken in any way, but it's still very powerful here. And as Shaira is sitting there praying, and Lucan is standing investigating the magic.
I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of my stupid fatigue. Why'd I get fatigued?
You're supposed to be fatigued.
I know. I want it gone.
Sleep.
All right, I'm going to go to bed. Right here. Take a little 20-minute napper.
Just in case
8
something's
hours.
about to happen, I just want to say, if I'm in the main room, I would have Sundrinker huge rather than medium. I only had them medium for that little hallway.
Sure.
Sounds made up.
Sounds like David heard me vamping and was like, wait.
Well, I just want to be clear.
No, I feel you. Appreciate you. As you're standing on the stage, Shaira's worshiping, and Sundrinker and Lucan are investigating. This creature materializes into the room, followed by this creature.
Oh, damn. Oh, that guy's a beast.
I would like to be friends.
Literally, he's the beast.
It literally
That's
is, yeah.
bad.
It's Beast. Next to Enchantress.
The woman is a very tall woman. She must be 8 feet tall. With the dress that she's wearing, kind of forms this solid red, almost silky looking fabric until it gets to about her waist, and then it just begins to like mist out. It's almost as though it's like a mist of blood and viscera down in a hazy skirt formation down to the floor. For her right arm, instead of a hand, it ends in a wicked scythe. And she's holding a staff made from the spinal cord of a humanoid with the hip bone on top. Or no, with hands on top.
Gruesome.
The other creature is clearly subservient to this woman.
How clearly?
Clearly. Even though,
He's wearing a collar and a leash.
I don't know, it's like, it's all in
I
their
guess he had
manner.
subservient, not submissive. All right.
Yeah, not submissive. He's not a bottom or anything. But no, despite being several feet taller than her, she is clearly the one in charge. And as you're standing there, she materializes.
Hello. Welcome to my temple. My cathedral, actually.
Oh, hello. What a lovely place this is.
Oh, this place? I disbanded this sect decades ago. Hundreds of years ago? It's been so long.
Then why are you here?
I'm watching you. My name is Renella Brennan.
Does that mean anything?
Do we recognize that name at all?
Society check, religion check, either or would work here.
I guarantee you I know that name.
Shaira doesn't. Doesn't have a clue.
35.
It's all on kicks.
Kix knows. Renella Brennan is actually the leader of the Cathedral of Epiphenomena. She is the head priestess. She is a creature called the Child of Urgathoa. Like there's a creature, that's the name of the creature, Child of Urgathoa. The Child of Urgathoa is not nearly as powerful as Renella is. She is unique among her kind. And she holds power and sway in Mekatar.
I was just watching you. Nice job. Taking care of the trash.
To be fair, I was expecting more of a fight. Once they decided we had to. I thought maybe the medallion would get us by, but apparently not.
It was I who had decided to grant you access.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I congratulate you on standing your ground. The fates of new bloodlords often end in defeat, as those who have already had the time to establish themselves in the government make them unwelcome.
Well, if you have tried, but we're a resilient bunch.
So it seems.
Anyway, why have you presented yourself to us? It's an honor, to be sure, but just curious.
Well, you've asked for access to the Yelling Sanctum, and here you are, having explored it. Are you satisfied with what you found?
No, not quite.
Well, what were you looking for?
Not a what, but a whom.
Whom?
Hyrule? Were we looking for Hyrule, or were we looking for...
Hyrule.
Right?
Yes. We're looking for Bloodlord Hyrule. We have reason to believe he's trying to bring this sect back.
Hyrule Loxena. Oh. Speaking of those making you unwelcome.
Yes, indeed.
He is, in fact, a member of my church. He has been meddling in the legacy of this sect. And that action has annoyed me. I did disband them for a reason. I don't believe he's trying to restart the sect. But, I wonder.
Likely has more to do with what the sect did with the Shadow Ash, because it seems to be an important part of something.
So you believe? Do you believe you have the sufficient evidence you need?
Perhaps. We were hoping to find a little bit more here, but nothing that ties directly to Lord Hyrule.
Nothing, you say? Well,
She looks over at Lucan. I'm disappointed, Lucan.
Well, sorry to disappoint.
Did we miss something?
Well, yeah, the stupid coffins that we couldn't make the check on.
Oh.
such a vain man, Bloodlord Loxena. He can't help but put his stamp all over his followers' coffins. Such a clear style. Surprised you missed it.
I guess I was preoccupied with other thoughts. But thank you for the information.
Yes. Well, seeing as you are new, what is your plan now?
Well, since he wasn't here, we'll have to keep looking for him.
We likely have enough to bring it to higher powers.
She starts striding around the party.
From Bloodlord to Bloodlord.
She walks through one of the columns of blood that's flowing from the top down to the bottom, and when she emerges, she's completely doesn't have any blood on her at all.
Cool.
You are new, after all. Bloodlords don't just take Bloodlords to court. They take them to the Deathless Arena.
The Deathless Arena.
Anybody want to make a society check?
Yeah, society check on that, I guess.
Why we keep doing this?
Maybe you should roll
Stop.
better.
Stop teaching us things. 31.
The Deathless Arena is a place, many different types of events happen there, but in the context of the Bloodlords, there are no official ranks among the Bloodlords. Tradition holds that Bloodlords can challenge one another to clash in the Deathless Arena. If they have a disagreement, or a vendetta or vengeance against the other, or something to clear up, like trying to clear up a story, or in this case, who's responsible for the poisoning at the dock. But you can publicly challenge Bloodlord Hyrule to battle in the Deathless Arena.
I mean, what does beating them mean? I mean, what does that mean?
A lot of times it depends on the accusation and the situation.
Okay.
It's a dance-off.
Dancing.
And depending on how high profile the challenge is, it is not uncommon for Geb to take direct interest in that and make a ruling himself based on the results of the battle.
I see.
Well, Lucan wants to get his name out there. There you go.
I guess that's the way to do.
I want to fight in arena.
It does sound like fun.
It would be political suicide for him to decline. I know he's been hiding lately.
And is his defeat something you'd be interested in seeing?
Truly, I have no immediate interest in seeing him fall, other than for my own amusement. He has annoyed me with his meddling inside of my halls, though. So I have no qualms with furthering your contest with him.
Well, any aid you'd be able to provide would certainly be welcome.
If you challenge him, it is tradition that the challenger participate. The challenged may choose a champion. And surely, Bloodlord Laxana will not want to face you immediately. Not in such a public way. He will likely come to me in order to provide a champion. And him being a member of my church, I will be so inclined. And Kawadak here.
She gestures to the large, beastly shadow man.
Will be who I assign. Now, you don't have to go and kill him, and he won't go and kill you, but make a big enough show of it, and he'll cede victory to you. However, I doubt he will be the only one taking part in the arena, if that were to be the case. So, there we are.
So kill everyone except for... I'm sorry, what is your name, big fella?
Kawadak.
Kawadak. Very well.
Arius and Sundrinker, give me a sense motive check on Kawadak. It's just perception.
That one.
Yeah, Arius isn't paying
32.
attention. When she says that she'll assign Kawadak as a champion for Bloodlord Laxana, Kawadak looks a little surprised and more than slightly annoyed, but obviously doesn't find himself in a position to argue. He stands there with his arms crossed stoically. Lucan and Shaira and Kix, give me perception checks on Ranella for sense motive.
Perception. We know that I'm baller at that.
25. Shara's just in awe of a child of Urgathoa, like here talking to her.
21.
32 for Lucan.
I rolled lower with your 1.
Lucan, as you're talking to her, Ranella, you can tell that she has additional motivations.
Clearly.
Not quite as just for fun as she says it is.
Well, she shut this sect down, she said. And if this guy's like trying to resurrect it, she probably doesn't want that.
Well, I mean, she said she didn't think he was trying to resurrect it, though. I think
I
he was
guess.
here. He's here for the Shadow Ash secrets, I think.
And she doesn't like that. She thinks he's not a true believer then.
He's a meddler.
A meddler.
He's so metal.
Can we make knowledge checks on this dude now?
Kawadak?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. This one would be a society.
By we, I mean Kix.
The more society? Can't I just do like a bulk society roll? You just want me to run like 10?
Just roll 10, just to see if you can roll above a 12 on anything. Or even 7, it looks like. Nah, you actually have no idea about this thing. You have no idea what a Sombriva is. He looks powerful and quick.
He's a quick?
No. No, he's not undead. He's actually living. He is quick.
So fast.
He emanates a void aura, but he is technically living. Hard to say, though, when you fail the checks. So we'll have to skip on that for now.
Sounds like our path is laid out.
It sounds like it is. I see then you probably don't have any other reason to stick around. I look forward to a thrilling fight.
And we look forward to providing it. Thank you so much for your appearance and intervention in this situation. Lady Brennan? What shall I call you?
That will do.
Excellent. Thank you, Lady Brennan.
I'm gonna call her Spooky Face.
I have things to get to. I look forward to hearing from Bloodlord Luxana. And from you again as well.
Oh, very much. I cannot wait for us to meet again.
Is there a way to contact you?
No. Farewell.
And she
Fa-
disappears.
And she says no, I immediately send her a message.
Because now you've had immediate contact with her.
She cannot, don't tell me there's no way. And I
Gotcha.
literally, where is it? I'm using the spell.
And what exactly does Lich Kick say to her?
Be like,
How you doing?
I call her a liar. She said that I couldn't reach out to her. Cast.
Her first word of her response is a scoff.
It's a haiku.
You can't make me.
Scoff haiku.
Scoff haiku. Because she would respond. She would say, I knew I had to watch you.
Nice. I found my romantic interest in this book. She had me at staff made of bone, spinal cord.
It was a pretty sweet looking staff.
I love that the one hand is just a scythe. Just a giant scythe. A bony scythe. Well, congratulations! You've managed to act in a very respectful way to the leader of the largest church of Urgathoa in Galarian. And she didn't decide to murder you. In fact, she may have given you just what you needed.
Excellent. Yes, yes.
You'll have to find your own way out, though.
That's easy, the same way we came back in.
At this point, congratulations. You are now level 14.
Don't level me. I'm not
I
ready.
leveled you.
Nice.
Level 14.
Ding.
You make your way back to the Alcazar with no issue, and you can get rid of your fatigue after a night's rest. And you now have the downtime activity available to you called Challenge Hyrule to Battle in the Deathless Arena. And I'm going to go through a little overview here real quick, give you a chance to think about it, do your level ups. The downtime activity is very simple. Essentially, you are publicly challenging Hyrule to glorious battle in the Deathless Arena. To do so, you attempt either a deception check, if you would like to fabricate evidence, or try to rely on circumstantial evidence to challenge him. A diplomacy check if you use the evidence that you have and file it with the government. Intimidation check if you have the evidence and reveal it to the public. Or a performance check to not use evidence at all and appear to simply challenge him for a show. Other creatures can aid in this check by attempting not a level by DC check for this. I'm lowering it because you're all bloodlords and you have your own clout. You can aid by making a DC 20 check with the same skill of whoever's using the primary, or with a society to aid. Either one's fine. And depending on your success, there's a good chance that he's going to end up accepting one way or the other. Like Renella said, it's political suicide to not accept a challenge. But it's a matter of how much control you have over the narrative.
All right.
So think about that. Get your level 14s done. I'm going to go take a quick break. And,
You leveled us so you could smoke a cigarette.
Hey, you know what?
I approve.
You know, these two things, like, correlation is not causation, right? Like, just because I'm gonna go... Anyways, I'll be right back.
I already
Spencer.
approved. You don't need to make
You don't
excuses.
get into this.
All right, so who wants to start off the level 14? You made your way back to the Alcazar, the Sinner Suite.
Yeah, I'll go. So after seeing these vampires turn to mist and float back to their coffins, even though it didn't work for them because they were literally 20 feet away from their coffins, so it was really easy to go kill them, those fools. I feel like this is a thing Lucan should have. So for my archetype feat, I took Mist Escape, which is exactly what they were doing. When I'm reduced to 0 HP, I turn to mist, and I float back to my coffin where I can regenerate. I automatically return to my corporal form, unconscious. If it takes more than an hour, I'm destroyed. Otherwise, I start healing and basically can't be killed.
So you have to be within an hour's travel by mist.
Yes, an hour's travel by mist to my coffin to survive. But as long as I am that, and they don't come find my coffin and kill me, I basically can't be killed.
Nice.
It is. It's really nice.
Sounds like you and Kix need to figure out how to handle your backup life situation. You back up on life?
Oh, don't you worry.
All right, so that's your archetype feat. Anything fancy with your class?
Yeah, class feat. It's not fancy, but it is great. I'm just taking Resilient Shell, which makes my Eidolon resistant to all physical damage equal to my Constitution modifier.
Oh, damn.
So just damage resistance physical.
Isn't con like your primary stat?
Well, no, strength is the Eidolon's primary stat.
Strength is, oh, okay, got it.
But I do have a +4 con, so
Nice.
I have 4 DR against all physical damage. And then my skill feat, this is an uncommon one, but I'm hoping you'll let me take it.
Most likely. But go on.
It's So Rumor. It is from the character guide. I spread rumors, which may or may not be true, about a specific subject. If the subject of your rumor is not currently the subject of any contradictory rumors, this takes as long as it would normally take to gather information, typically 2 hours, at the end of which you roll a secret deception check to see how well I spread the rumor. If my rumor matches any current rumors about the subject, it takes less time to spread the rumor. If I'm attempting to overtake a particularly popular and contradictory rumor, it takes much longer. The DC similarly increases or decreases, blah, 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 blah. Critical success. Your rumor spreads like wildfire. Anyone who succeeds at gather information on the specific subject learns my rumor in preference to other rumors about the subject. My rumor persists for 1 month.
Huh.
You successfully spread the rumor. Anyone who succeeds at a check to gather information on the specific subject adds my rumor to the list of rumors they could learn about the subject, and it persists for 1 week. So I think particularly useful for what we're about to do.
Yeah. All right.
Did you guys hear Hyrwin's a little bitch?
Exactly.
Just before we move on from Lucan, then, where is your coffin?
Well, currently it is at the Sinner's Suite.
All right.
I may be changing that up now, but I don't know. What would happen if I put it in our little dollhouse? Does that mean I shrink down and wake up in my little teeny tiny coffin?
Maybe. Probably. Let's say yes.
That could be fun. That could be a fun little trick.
How do you get out?
I don't know. I come out like Beetlejuice in the little model town in the...
Yeah.
That might be too much fuckery with the rules. But we'll definitely be doing something to make sure my coffin is very secure indeed. I've got this great ritual that I'll probably look at casting.
Which one?
I wanted to cast it on the whole of the Sinner's Suite, but it's difficult to do such a large area. It's much easier if I were to just do my room. Ward Domain.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it would be like my room would cease to exist. Like, it'd be completely hidden. There'd be no door. It would be locked. There'd be no indication that it was there. It would be invisible.
Interesting.
Scrying spells can't perceive it. You can't teleport into or out of it. So it's just super, super hidden.
Damn. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's difficult to do a large area, but my room with my coffin I could definitely do.
Sweet. Well, that is Lucan Hollows 14. Who wants to go next?
Sure, I'll go next. Unless you...
Swanee's going.
Pretty basic. Class feat took Divine Reflexes. So every turn, I get an additional reaction that can only be used for my champion's reaction. So now I don't have to feel like I can't use my reflexive shield as much anymore. I felt like I couldn't really use it because I wanted to save my reaction for my champion's reaction. Now I have a champion's reaction no matter what.
So you kind of open up, you give yourself a little more space.
A little bit more flexibility.
And with action economy. Nice.
For my skill feat, I took group impression. Not really sure why. I just was felt like as we were becoming higher in Bloodlord ranking that, being able to speak to groups might be a good thing. And then for my free archetype, I went with the book that we had been talking about and learned Secret Eater dedication.
Ooh, you did it.
I did it. That is, you have maggots that writhe under your skin with the power to wriggle out from between your teeth, glean secrets from those you devour, and whisper them telepathically into your mind.
Gross.
I'm talking to Lucan about getting rid of this chick. Like, I know we're all undead, but this is getting gross.
Once per hour, when you consume flesh, you can select Int, Wisdom, or Charisma. You become subject to the effects of Corpse Communion as if you had critically succeeded at casting the ritual.
Corpse Communion.
And I learn a significant piece of lore, a forgotten secret, or some other tantalizing nugget of knowledge of immediate use.
Nice.
So, it's kind of the opposite of So Rumor. I get to learn secrets.
That's pretty fucking cool.
We're going to be so good at this stuff.
Well, I didn't do no weird RP shit. But skill feat, I just took improvised crafting because I did. I took a psychic feat that is going to be more so used once I get the next feat. I blow up my psychic aura in a 20-foot emanation, dealing 1d6 bludgeoning or mind damage per level.
To enemies or just everyone in that?
It's a 20-foot emanation to everyone. But at 16, I get this cool thing where every time I cast anything that's spell-related, I teleport around wherever I want to go. Yeah, it sounds fucking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I like that spell. I want it. Wandering Thoughts. When your psyche's unleashed, each burst of magic you cast also folds space around you. You can travel through one of those folds. You teleport 15 feet anywhere you see.
Holy shit.
So that's great. Yeah, so like I unleash Psyche, bounce around, and go boom. And then I'm vulnerable for the rest of that time.
That's still pretty cool. That's next level, though.
Yeah. But we'll still see. If I get surrounded, I'm still probably going to blow up, and who's ever around me be damned. And then I took...
Stay away from
Enshroud Soul Cage.
Oh.
I disguise the soul cage as any non-magical object of the same bulk. It gains the effects of disguise magic and vial of privacy. The effects are unlimited. They're heightened to half my level rounded up.
Okay.
And is spelled DC against any attempt to counteract. The magic aura makes your cage appear non-magical. You can ignore the effects of any of the spells when dealing with your own soul cage. You are mentally alerted whenever your soul cage is damaged.
Okay, so disguise magic basically means that it's not emanating any sort of aura for detect magic or read order to pick up on, unless it's a very powerful spell.
Right, unless they're like, oh yeah. So someone would have to like actively be looking for it, I would think.
Right, yeah. And then Veil of Privacy means that it can't be detected using like divination, scrying effects, revelation effects, anything that could detect something. Interesting. And even if somebody were to counteract Veil of Privacy, only they could see it if they counteracted it, not anyone else. So it's still veiled even if somebody counteracts and sees it. Although at that point, I suppose it might not be a huge deal. Anyways, so yeah. What does it look like? What is it? Is it just like a condom
key
in your wallet?
That's the key.
Oh, it's the key.
It's still the same soul cage. Shit.
Got it. It's still the key. It's just now it's not magical.
Yeah. Now it is straight up the bank key.
Just a bank key. Keep it for sentimental reasons.
Do you literally keep it like with a whole bunch of other keys? So if someone got there,
they're like, oh, what the fuck?
Which key is it?
They just told me it was a key. Which one is it?
That's a really good idea, actually.
You just like collect keys. Kix now just collects keys.
Just have keys everywhere in his room. Drawers filled with keys. Hooks on the walls filled with keys.
I love that. That's actually a phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
And then have a bunch of like magical keys hidden in there.
Ah, red herrings.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going deep on this key thing.
I think that's really fun. I like it. It's the key to your success.
But
Sorry. All right.
All right, Arius, level 14. What you got?
So for class feat, I took Swift Banishment. It's a reaction that when I crit somebody, I can immediately try to banish them, if banishment would apply.
What?
As long as I have a banishment spell prepared. So I just prepared a 6th and 7th level banishment. So when I crit somebody and they can be banished, I can attempt to banish them as a reaction.
You basically hit somebody so hard they go back to their home plane.
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Eventually I get like a better version, or I can pick up another feat to build off of it, and I no longer have to even prepare banishment. I can just use a spell slot that I can just burn a prepared spell of
That's
whatever level
fucking
I
great.
want. Just be like, what level do I think they are? Burning the highest level I got. Banished.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's in a few levels, though. For my archetype feats, I picked up Furious Focus, so that my Vicious Swing only counts as a single attack instead of the 2 attacks.
For
Makes it
multiple
easier
attack
for my
penalty.
Yeah, so it makes it easier for my follow-up attacks or abilities like Shatter Defenses will no longer be at, like a -10. It'll just be at -5 instead. So useful.
Big deal.
Since I Vicious Swing a lot anyways. Skill feat, you're gonna love this one. Took Kip Up.
Oh,
So when you crit me and I collapse, I can just Kip Up right back up into their face.
Kip up. That's so fucking cool. Great. That's awesome. That free action Kip up's so good.
Yeah, just a fucking free action, just up.
Damn.
Yeah, enjoy that. That's Arius.
Everybody's getting starting to build towards the end game goals here. It's kind of exciting to see what's coming up, even in the next couple of levels. Did you guys end up talking at all about how you're going to handle the challenging Hyrule situation?
I would like to start by sowing a rumor
Okay.
and see how that goes. I would like to start sowing the rumor. I don't do we just want to go with the true rumor? But do we think people would actually care about that?
Spread the rumor of truth?
Yeah, spread the rumor of truth, but is that a thing people would care about? Should we just make up something that is a lie, but people would
I
actually
think the
care
truth
about?
is pretty, anti-Geb.
It is pretty anti-Geb. You can't go against Geb's laws. You shouldn't be going against Geb himself.
So I do think people would care.
Let's say that I want to spread the rumor, and this is largely true, that Hyrule is trying to challenge Geb himself, and perhaps even the whatever his name, Keb Nebi, High Chancellor or whatever, Keb Nebi is involved as well, and they're making a play against Lord Geb, breaking all of the dead laws. Here's what people would care about. They're ruining the food, and this is the biggest. Everybody knows that food for other nations is the biggest export from Geb. That's where all the money comes from.
Don't fuck with the money.
Don't fuck with the money. Oh yeah, man. If I definitely could try and spread this rumor with tax collectors, maybe. The Tax Collectors Guild. Target
Tax collectors
those.
don't like us.
Wasn't there what was the one guy that you confronted in the clothing shop
Oh yeah, that guy who became my friend.
that one night that we went crazy with RP? Mycon?
I don't know. I've got notes.
And he was like a stock trader. He could easily
Yeah.
help spread a rumor about how don't fuck with the money, and that's what Hyrune's doing.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And I will make, whenever we're ready, I will make a deception check to go out and spread all these rumors.
Okay. You sure you want to do deception? You're not necessarily... Well, you don't have proof of Kemnebi's involvement. Are you going to bring Kemnebi into it?
May drop his name here and there, just a little.
Okay. Just as like a
Just to
little
make it
sprinkling on top.
juicier. Yeah, we're just making it a little juicier.
Sensationalize it a bit. Okay. My gut says diplomacy for something like this, but if you want to do deception.
It says at
Oh,
the
it
the
specifies.
GM rolls a secret deception check
Ah.
to
then
see how well I spread the rumor.
I will do that. I will do just that.
So I won't actually know unless you want to, as we typically do.
Do it out in the open.
This
Do it
isn't
out in the open.
actually us challenging him. This is just Lucan spreading a rumor.
Spreading the rumor prior to it, right?
Yes, correct.
So
correct.
I am actually going to hold and I'm going to run this. I'm going to do a secret check. I think this is one of those times where I'm going to use it in this
I think it
instance.
makes sense when it calls it out in such a specific action that I'm doing.
Yeah,
this is
I
such
would
a
agree.
specific thing. I'll live with it.
The only issue is then you don't know if you should use a hero point or not.
That's true. I guess that's just how it has to be.
It's true.
Little question marks.
Okay. And then, when it comes to actually challenging Hyrule, I'd kind of mentioned before, you can either fabricate some evidence or rely on circumstantial evidence to challenge him, use a deception check for that. If you want to actually, like, file evidence with the government, you make a diplomacy check. If you want to, like, reveal it to the public, you can use intimidation. Or if you want to just make a show out of it, you can use performance. Anybody can aid with this check as long as it matches the original check, or you can use society to aid instead. Your choice.
I've got a 21 performance.
I will tell you the performance check is quite a bit more difficult to succeed.
Then the society?
I feel like this needs to be an intimidation check.
Oh, yeah, if intimidation's one of them,
'Cause
go with that.
If three of us have good intimidation and
Yes.
Kix has society and he can use society to aid, that gives all four of us the ability to aid.
All right, intimidation. I think Arius probably has the highest intimidation.
It's close.
And Arius's intimidation is he says nothing, he just glares at everybody.
I was say, can I be physically imposing to these people? Yeah. Intimidating prowess.
I wonder how that would even work. How do you like make an intimidating reveal of evidence to the public if you're not talking?
By being big and mean.
Big and mean.
I don't know. I got a plus 22. Does anybody have better than a plus 22?
My intimidation is 21.
Mine is 24.
Yeah, I was
Well, then
gonna say, I
Shara's.
don't-
Shara's
the lead.
Mine's 2. Let me try it out here.
Yeah, you'll be doing society, though. Way to get that one out of the
God,
way.
you didn't actually.
Intimidate someone. Hey!
Oh, you dropped your glasses.
I'm sorry.
You shouldn't do that.
Please stop.
Please don't. Please.
Okay, so for the challenging of Hyrule, it sounds like Shara's leading this with an intimidation check. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the intimidation is like using the evidence that you have and revealing that in a public forum and challenging Hyrule.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like a good time.
So let's actually start off with the aid checks. Anybody can aid with either intimidation or society. Your choice. Now keep in mind, aid is a circumstance bonus. Those don't stack, so you're really looking for whoever can hopefully get a critical success here.
Arius gets a 33.
Wait, so it says everybody can aid, but we can only actually use one of them?
Technically, yeah.
Are we sure? Because sometimes it does say everybody
Sometimes it
can
does
aid, which
allows everybody to
Yeah,
aid.
let me check.
because there are definitely things in like Skulls and Shackles that were like that.
This ain't one each, kid.
That was 1E, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't call out that you can stack it. It just says other characters can aid.
All right.
The aid DC is 20.
Arius got a 33.
Arius critically succeeded.
So Arius critically succeeds the aid. Arius, you're a master.
I am.
That means the bonus is a +3. So then, Shaira, you get a +3 to this intimidation check to bring the evidence that you have that connects Hyrule and the usage of Shadow Ash at the docks.
+3. 37.
37. Okay. So a 37 is a success. However, the rumor mill has been going on about Hyrule a little bit lately, and having Shaira come up with this evidence and so clearly stated out in the public forum, making the connection from the Shadow Ash to Rumen directly to Hyrule using Rumen's journals. He was the one that laid it out, and that rumor that undercut his popularity beforehand, that turns that to a critical success.
Yay!
The public reacts with eagerness and delight, and the perception that the characters are to blame shifts away.
Hey!
You are granted the arena's favor. In addition, you no longer suffer from the penalties for taking the blame for the attack at the waterfront.
Nice.
And you can set the conflict to any point that you wish within the next week.
3 days!
3
3 days.
3 days. Very good. Yeah, I like that. 3 days.
I thought it seemed fitting.
That seems fitting. Could I see the map of the center suite?
Sure, yeah, sure.
And maybe I'll go look for a plot of land where we can... Do we want to put down the mansion somewhere, like, permanently?
Spoilers.
Don't worry about it.
Moving on up.
All right.
Moving on out.
To a castle? To a country?
Not my word. Those your words, not mine. The country's a little big. That I could probably confidently say no to.
Well, that's disappointing.
I just have a thought.
Those are always dangerous.
I'm thinking maybe this whole back area here, and ward domain on it, like just this back area.
Okay. So it looks like
There's
your room just doesn't exist?
Yeah, so it would basically look like that's the end of it. Basically where that table is just the end of the suite.
Oh, so it would cover 2 rooms.
Yeah, we could cover 2 rooms with it if we wanted to.
Nice.
And, because it's 100 square feet. I think that's what I'd do. If I could take a day to cast this thing.
Okay.
Ritual.
This ritual. And then I would need your guys' help.
You gonna do that before the arena?
Oh, yes.
How long does the ritual take?
Takes a day.
Okay.
And we have 3.
So if you guys are down for it, I would really like to do that. And I'll spend all the money on it myself.
Which day do you want to do that on?
Let's do it the first day.
How many people do you need?
I need everyone. You can make an arcana, nature, or occultism. Oh no, that's me. Secondary is any lore, a survival, or a thievery.
Oh, God.
But any lore.
Define any lore.
It says lore any.
So you could use Boneyard
Can
lore.
use my boneyard lore.
Finally.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the only thing that's gonna be even close to useful to you. Because my best, I didn't hear religion listed, so.
I didn't hear intimidation, so...
But you've got lore warfare. You're showing me the tactics.
How high is this check gonna be? Honestly, religion
can
probably. For religion or survival would be
that.
better.
Oh, well, you can do survival.
Religion wasn't an option.
Survival, I got a plus 20.
Yeah, you can do survival.
Yeah, you might want to check that because what
What's
the
DC?
check is gonna be.
Maybe we're not
because
good enough maybe we're not good enough to do this.
My boneyard lore is only plus 16.
It's gonna be 28 is the check.
I could make that with my plus 20.
I'm a below 50% chance to assist, but I'd only need like a 3 to not critically fail.
Yeah, that's all we really need. Okay, let's spend our first day doing that. Give me a lore, a survival, or a thievery check.
So it takes a day to issue the challenge, essentially. So this will be the day after you issue the challenge.
Yeah.
So this is casting the ritual for ward domain.
How bad you need me to actually succeed at this?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for
It's just
ward
don't
domain.
critically fail, right?
Yeah, just don't
I
critically
rolled a
fail.
2. I did not critically fail.
Yeah.
So Arius fails the secondary check with a 22.
Yeah. Spencer, could you roll any lore, a survival, or a thievery?
I got a 31 on boneyard lore. Not that
Can I?
I should know anything about boneyards.
Should I?
Succeed. Yes, I
This is
need
for-
you to.
This is for ward domain. This is actually going to
Yeah.
protect your room and Lucan's room in the center suite.
Will my accounting help?
Technically,
Technically, yes.
you measure out the space.
You
Somehow.
critically succeed. The power of accounting.
Kicks measures out the space, creates a table, does some quick crunches some numbers.
Well, then I get a bonus on this. That's nice.
Critically succeeded the accounting check.
For me, it's this plus I get a circumstance
that
bonus.
broke me.
There we go. Boop.
Nice.
I critically succeed.
Nice.
So that means if I want to, because I critically succeed, that means I can do the whole suite, I think.
Like the entire suite?
The entire suite. What's the square footage of this suite, Tyler?
Oh boy. Well, I wasn't expecting that, so hold.
I can do 200 by 200 feet.
Oh, this is less than 200 by 200, isn't it?
This is easily less than 200 by 200. This is 100. This is 130 by 75.
Excellent. I do the entire suite.
So the whole suite is just gone.
It's gone. For all intents and purposes, for anybody who's not us, it does not exist. All gates, doors, windows, and similar apertures in the area are locked with the effects of lock. In addition, I can obscure up to 6 doors, doorways, or similar entrances within the area with the effects of illusory object to appear as plain walls. Scrying can't perceive any stimuli from the area, and ward domain attempts to counteract teleportation effects into or out of the area, including attempts to summon creatures into or out of the into the area. A successful dispel magic used on a specific effect removes only that effect, such as the lock on one window. A successful disjunction ends the entire ritual.
Huh.
So this inner suite is now very, very secure.
It's gone.
It's basically gone.
How are you going to get mail?
Well, we've got to have a mailbox,
You're
right?
going to have to get a P.O. box now. You're just going to have to get a P.O. box. No choice.
We don't deal with mail.
So this is an apartment. Isn't there just a little mailbox down at the front door?
Yeah.
If I need to get a hold of somebody,
exactly.
I just send a message to them. We don't deal with mail.
That's true.
It's
That's true.
inferior.
Magic. Just don't communicate with me unless it's with magic. Amazing.
Kix only uses ESP mail instead of email.
Yes, so?
What a bunch of successes all of that was.
Yeah, so the
Successfully sowed rumors, successfully made a challenge, and successfully warded our domain.
it was amazing. It was really, really good.
While he's doing that, I'm spending like an hour just making a bunch of keys.
That's awesome.
I'm crafting keys for my drawer in my room. But I know which one my key is.
All look identical to your
Yeah.
key.
Well, no, just a slight. I need to be able to find it myself. I mean, I guess I really don't.
I mean, can't you like sense which one's your key?
I'm sure. Yeah.
You can sense, yeah, veil of privacy, and I think they let you sense it. It's your soul gem. I mean, come on.
I just grabbed the wrong one and walk out with it.
Okay, so we did the rumors.
Rumor has it.
So we spent basically a day doing rumors, a day doing the challenge,
Yep.
which then started 3 days.
So this is
So we just finished day 1 putting the ward up.
correct. So there's one more day, and then a third day, and it has to take place at midnight. The way that the Deathless Arena works is that it always takes place under the cover of night, because the idea is that all of Mekatar's citizens should be able to participate, even the sun-sensitive ones. So at the end of the first day, speaking of sendings, Shaira, you get a sending.
Yes.
Hello, Shaira. My name is Bloodlord Hyrule Loxena. I'm certain you've heard of me at this point. I have accepted your challenge. However, in the name of the Pallid Princess, there's a pause, and then another sending comes. I wish to speak with you in private before we participate in the battle. Please meet me at, and he gives an address, and bring a mask for your attire.
I get a response, right?
You do.
What assurances do I have this isn't a trap?
I give you my word, based on my faith and your faith in the Pallid Princess.
Then on the Pallid Princess, I accept.
He didn't give you a time. There was the implication that it was to be sooner rather than later.
What time of day does he send this?
Let's just say it would be like 4 a.m., because it would be after you guys went through the ward domain ritual, which would have been an all-day affair, an all-evening affair, I should say. So right just before dawn, a couple hours before dawn.
What kind of creature is he? Do we know?
The information you've gathered on him so far, he's a vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would wait till that next night.
You'd wait for the night after?
I mean, if it's 4 a.m. already, it's going to be light soon. So I would wait that day, knowing he's a vampire. He probably doesn't want to go out during the day, so...
Okay.
Well, again, Mekatara doesn't matter.
Oh, fuck, I always forget that.
True enough.
Mekatara's shrouded.
The vast majority of Mekatara is shrouded. The Deathless Arena isn't, but that's because it's a big open-air arena.
So everybody's going to be watching this at night when they can't see?
I'm sure there's
Yes.
going to be some sort of lighting, and a lot of them will have dark vision.
I suppose.
Okay, then I change my answer. Getting the feeling that it should be sooner than later, I would go after I get 8 hours of sleep.
Got it.
So I guess that'd be around noon-ish.
Roughly. So as everyone is, and you can all rest yourselves. You've done the ritual. You've got 2 more full days until the challenge. As Shaira leaves, Shaira goes at noon. That's roughly when everybody else is resting, if I understand your all's cycle.
Are we all on the same cycle now? We've been together for so long. Period jokes. Ha.
I say, Menzies.
I'm taking that title, Ted.
Just saying, people call me misogynist.
We are finally making some progress rooting out the ne'er-do-wells behind this poisoning plot, as we have Bloodlord Hyrule seemingly one of the major players within our crosshairs. However, he has now invited our Urgathoan cleric to a secret tryst. I'm sure there's no way in which that can go badly. But you'll have to wait till next time to find out as we continue Bloodlords. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.